Hey everybody, it's that point of the trimester where we're all needing to put our common assessments into our gradebook. So earlier today, I sent a file to everybody at the high school called Common Assessment Point Generator. I use points in my class, so I don't have the weighted grades. So it's really important for me that I have a nice, easy, simple way to find out, how many questions are on my test, how many points should the test be worth, and then what scores do I need to put in for my kids. So I've got some defaults already set in here. 1,000 points in the trimester before I use my final, 50 questions on the final test, and then you can see this number right here. That 111 is the number of points in my gradebook. So I'm going to use an actual example with everybody, so hopefully it'll be a little easier. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my TIES gradebook. I've already logged in. Everybody knows how to do that. And then I'm going to go to Reports, and then the pre-formatted one. Like everybody, I'm sure we run grade reports most days, or what it feels like most weeks. So my report is run. I'm going to go to the far right, and I'm going to see that I have 453 points this trimester. So that's the first number I'm going to put into the Common Assessment Point Generator sheet. I'm going to come over here, type in 453. Now, some departments might put in 10%, 12%, 15%. You can change the percentage here as well. You're going to see some numbers automatically change. Like the number down here is the number of total points for my gradebook. So if I change it back to 10, that's what we've agreed on in the language arts department. I'm going to need to put in a common assessment that's worth 50 points in my gradebook. So I'm going to go back to my gradebook. I'm going to click on Scores, and then I'm going to add a new definition. So I'm going to type in Common Assessment. It's a test, and I know, of course, now it's worth 50 points. So I'm going to save that. I'm just going to double check to make sure it's in my gradebook. There it is. That's great. So now I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. 453 points, 50 points on my test. I know that the Language Arts Common Assessment isn't 50 points. It's actually 42 points. So that's what I'm going to put into the grade generator here. Now I need to know what my student scores are. So if we go to Mastery Manager, you can log in. I'm going to click on the Assessments tab here. And then we don't have any data for this year, so I'm going to use last year's third trimester data. And then I am going to go to Reports. Click on the one section that I do have, and I'm going to generate a report. I'm going to click on Alphabetical Results so I can see how my students did. But in order to keep the anonymity, I'm going to pause things for just a bit. Alright, and we're back. So I have my students' results. The names have been hidden, so it's by their student ID number. I'm going to start by highlighting and copying everything. That's Control C for me to copy. I'm going to go back to my Common Assessment Point Generating Google Sheet. And then I'm going to click on Work. I'm now going to paste my data in. So I'm going to select everything, and now I'm going to change the size of my columns. I'm going to make them a little bigger so it's easier to see. I'm going to do the easy thing, which is to delete. There it is, column B. And now I can copy and paste my student's ID number and the number of points that they have. So if you remember, my test was out of 42 questions. So you can see I had a variety of scores. 29, we'll make things a little bigger so they're easier to see. 29, 37, 28. Remember, my test is out of 42 points. Alright, but I need it to be 50 in the grade book. So the spreadsheet has a little fancy formula that determines 29 out of 42 is 69.5%, and then it tells me what the score should be. So I'm going to take the scores right here that I'm highlighting, and those are the scores that I'm going to put into the gradebook. So now I need to go back to my gradebook. I would click on Edit Scores, and then I would input the scores themselves. Hopefully this has been helpful. If not, please feel free to disregard this. Thank you very much for listening.